to get fact.
And here we go.
Here we go again.
We don't know how this one's going to turn out today. We could potentially have 3 guests, one of which might be Dan. We don't know if he's turning up yet. We don't know.
It's like buses, this, isn't it? 1 minute you don't have anything, next thing they all come at once.
I know. We could have Neil Murdoch, who is from a band called Blue Nation, who I think is the next Beatles, to be honest, the music they play. It's like a blues rock almost
right.
type of music. I like it.
I can't say I've heard anything yet.
What?
I can't say I've heard anything of them yet.
Blue Nation?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be up and coming. Is
that your prediction?
Yeah. Next big thing. I'm catching them while we're early. So we can use them as music for our movie eventually.
Yeah.
See, that's my trick. I'm catching them all. We've got the actors from Canada. We've got again a producer on later. We've got musicians.
So what you're saying is we we spoke to actors, we're doing a movie, and then we're speaking to some singers. We're going to do a song.
Yeah, we're going to do everything. We're going to get everyone together, and we're going to make a mass.
We've got to release a Christmas single,
like an album. We'll do that song that they release every 5 years or whatever it is. What is it? Do they?
Oh, Band-Aid.
Yeah, Band-Aid.
That's a classic.
Do we get Fat Band-Aid?
Yeah, we'll have to get me, you, Dan.
It's Christmas time.
There's no need to be afraid.
Oh, do you know what would be funny? You know our little box?
Yeah.
We get the lyrics and then we have to pick it the box and then we have to do that voice.
Sing it like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So you get like...
It's Christmas time.
Brilliant. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just little clips of it and we're just taking in turns picking out box. I get one lyric, he's like, they don't even need to. That's a brilliant idea. We have to do that.
Oh, yeah, they don't need to be afraid. Hey, yo, Adrian!
Do they even know it's Christmas time? Yeah, that's definitely an idea. We've left it a bit late here to start, because our guest is on in 9 minutes.
Supposedly.
Yeah, if he happens. Well, if he comes on. Because I believe he was doing the festival last night. So he might have even been drunk.
He's wasted.
So. Yeah. If he's like any other bands, he'd be drinking. So
copiously.
Yeah. So how are you anyway, Stu?
I'm good, yeah.
What have you been up to today?
Nursing my little girl, she's not well. Bacterial tonsillitis.
It's not good, is it?
Not good.
How many times do you have to have that before they rip them out?
They tend to try not to rip them out anymore.
Do they?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know why.
In case you need
because the tonsils are needed to fight the infections, apparently. There's a little fact for you right there.
Yeah. Did you have yours too, Kate?
No, I've still got mine.
I've still got mine. I had tonsillitis about 7 times when I was a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, but they used to say, didn't they, like 5 or 6 times or whatever, they said, right, stuff it will take them out. They used to blame the tonsils, but it's the tonsils inflaming to fight the infections.
Yeah. I thought it was. It's like, hang on, why are they swelling up?
Yeah.
I asked that question.
They're swelling up for a reason.
Why did you do that with other body parts? My arms are hurting. Come here, I'll chop them off.
I wouldn't want to speak about certain parts of the male anatomy. Imagine if that swelled up.
Yeah. Yeah. Ouch! It's a bit more than a circumcision. But yeah, I used to admit that joke with kids. It's like when they fall over, someone's like, "Oh, I've hurt my arm." He's like, "Oh, let's have a look at it. Is it bleeding?" No. Come here, I'll cut it off and make it better. No, I'm okay. Well, if it's not there, you can't feel pain in it, can you?
That's it, you see.
Unless it's a phantom pain.
I used to ask if her arms fell off. Or the toes fell off or something, if she's banged the foot or something. Is your foot still there? Is it still on?
It's still, yeah.
Yeah, I was... you've dented the floor, look at that.
Yeah. You have a good joke out of it, was just got psycho, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm knackered, me, I've just been playing football.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, with the kids. And I'm knackered. Well, I think it was unfair, to be honest, because it was 2 adults and a kid against 2 kids and an adult, and I was on the 2 kids team. So he's like, we're going to lose it, We got battered.
Never mind.
It didn't help that I had chocolate pancakes before I started playing football. I felt like throwing up 2 minutes in. That's just an excuse. I actually had a few beers as well last night, so that didn't help either.
Well, you're definitely off the wagon then, aren't you?
Yeah, well, they had 2 parties yesterday. He had a 1-year-old party and a 30th. I was going to say 30th. So from one extreme to another. But we didn't last long in either.
Seems like a lifetime ago to me, that.
What, 30th?
30th.
Same, it was only 3 years ago.
How long was it ago for me? It was, it'll be 18 years this year.
Yours is a big one next, isn't it?
The next big one, yeah. 50.
50. Massive one, that, isn't it?
Got the grey hair to prove it.
You're like halfway to getting a birthday card, aren't you?
I am. Halfway off the birthday card off old Charlie boy.
Yeah. I wonder what it's like, that card just printed, and we've talked about that before, haven't we? It's definitely just printed and just...
Yeah,
he's not done it himself.
You don't think he even stamps it as well? I don't think he knows he's been sent.
I don't even think he does it. I mean, the Queen did it, but I don't even reckon he's like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, but did the Queen do it? Was that the same, just stamped?
Yeah, I know, but at least it was thought was that. I don't even think he would bother. It's like, me.
Yeah.
We'll kill that tradition.
Yeah.
Not wasting paper, save the environment. So, what about the Titanic thing, the submarine? I know we spoke about it.
They found wreckage, haven't they?
She was in the wreckage?
No.
Body parts?
You're joking.
No, they found body parts.
My God.
So, but I don't understand that, because I thought if an implosion happened... TikTok opened itself. Yeah, but I thought if an implosion happened, I thought you just turn to blood and guts.
Well, I suppose it's like being
and if
exploding,
you're in the water,
though, isn't it? You're still gonna.
You get ate by the fish and that, wouldn't you? Surely.
Well, yeah, surely. Your mate Jaws came along.
Yeah. I think.
Or your mate the Megalodon.
Yeah. Megalodon. Oh, I couldn't even say it, could I, with her.
The Megalodon.
It's like a dodo bird mixed with a megalodon, like a massive bird in water. Yeah, but what was it then? Can't remember.
Something about
the explosion.
Yeah.
Implosion. But it's made me think that it's fake even more now. It's like finding body parts. It's like they planted it there to make you know that they'd gone, that they'd died.
Well, no, I mean maybe some of the body parts were caught in the wreckage that are hidden, that couldn't be touched by marine life.
But they get DNA from that, wouldn't they?
Well, yeah, you should be able to.
Yeah, and I wonder what person it's going to be.
And clone another scientist, clone another millionaire,
another billionaire. Yeah,
that's
selfish, isn't it?
To try again.
That's well unfair. Just giving me his money. I'll be a new billionaire. Don't make one. Make me one. Yeah. What would you spend all your money on if you was a billionaire? I mean, at that point, you've got everything, haven't you?
Well, if I was suddenly, I mean, it's all right if you're born into it, but if I suddenly became a millionaire or a billionaire now, do the usual stuff, pay everything off, help family out, get myself a decent car. Although you wouldn't have a car anymore, you get someone to drive you, wouldn't you?
Well, I don't know. I like driving, me.
Yeah, well, I don't.
Do you not?
No.
Why?
I just definitely.
I think it's the car you're driving.
It probably is.
You need a bit more.
Telling her that. My daughter's on my insurance now to drive my car.
Oh, you're
without plates on. I took it out before. Talk about heart. Talk about heart and throat. Jeez, it's just pulling out on junctions without looking. I'm like, stop. Yeah. Just carry on.
Too late. I'd be scared, yeah.
She was more concerned about my clutch because it's in a different position than what she's used to driving with the instructor.
Oh, yeah.
I said, well, that's what you've got to get used to. You've got to learn to adapt. She doesn't quite understand that.
Right. But anyway, we're going to have to cut your story short.
I apologise.
Because a guest may be on in 2 minutes. And if he's not, we'll be back. Just me and Stu.
Cue the music.
Yeah. Just record this, we'll cut it. In case there's anything funny, because that was pretty funny, that.
It was, wasn't it?
Green screen, yeah, we missed it. Damn. Yeah, Stu, as I said, I forgot my green screen.
I did.
Yeah.
I still didn't believe I've got one.
Yeah. I don't. I believe it when I see it. I don't see it.
It needs ironing. It's like a green cloth.
Creased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been stuck in my camera bag for years.
Right. How does it work?
I've never used it.
How does the green screen work? Do you not have to plug it in? What?
No, you just put it up and then you have to use... You record it with the green screen in the background.
Right.
And then in the editing process, you have to do a bit of editing, and you can click chroma key,
right,
and it'll blank the chroma key green out. It's called chroma key green.
Is that what it's called?
And then you insert an image over there.
How does it find the green? Like what?
It's a certain colour. It's called chroma key green.
Right. Okay.
But you have to have a constant colour over it. You can't have slight changes because you can affect.
Oh yeah, see it flashing like weirdly.
Yeah,
But they did do it with the suits where they wear a green suit.
It's all the lighting and technology that.
It's a bit more advanced, that one.
It is a bit more advanced. Yeah.
Well, it's not looking likely. He's turning up.
Oh no. Oh yeah, here you go.
Speak it, devil. Maybe. What's happened here? Rejoin. Oh no. Hello. Hello.
Hey, sorry.
You alright?
You alright?
Can you hear us okay?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Was you at a festival yesterday?
Yeah, mate. Festival yesterday in Oldham, and moving house today. The place is just empty. I was literally trying to load Google Meet while not packing. So yeah.
Which festival are you at?
It was SOS. The time we played it, it was at a venue called Tokyo in Oldham, and there was loads of bands on. There was an outdoor stage and indoor stage. It was pretty cool though.
Right.
Cool.
So where are you from?
Birmingham.
Birmingham.
Got a weird accent because Dad's from Glasgow, my mum's a Brummie, and I've basically moved around the country, so I've kind of picked up a bit of Manchester, a bit of London, a bit of Norwegian, so I've got this non-accent of nothingness. So
like a milkshake of accents.
Yeah.
It's nice to have someone on from England for once.
All right.
Yeah. We normally get Canadians.
Yeah.
Oh.
For some reason.
So, what inspired you to do music? When did you get into music?
I was probably around the Britpop area, like most kids, and I think it was Ocean Colour Scene basically, because I wasn't really into Oasis or anything like that. It was more when I saw them, I thought, oh, they're from Birmingham, and I knew the places in Birmingham where they were from, and I thought, well, if they can play guitar and get up on stage and look cool, I might have a go at it. So it was probably that, mate, to be fair.
Right.
And yeah, and then just went on from there. Really thought, this is going to be a great way to meet women, and you basically van with 3 sweaty blokes and work really hard. So yeah.
So how many bands were you in before Blue Nation became?
Mate, loads, absolutely loads. Just like loads, like school bands, and then I auditioned for some bands. I auditioned for a U2 tribute band years ago as well. Would you believe? I'd make an awful Bono. Yeah, it was loads, and then some. You start with your mates, and then you kind of gravitate towards people, and really, Blue Nation's kind of really taken shape since me and Luke, the bass player, kind of found each other about 5 years ago.
Yeah,
and now, probably in the last year, Ollie was in Blue Nation when he was 16. But he's rejoined kind of like 10 years later. And he's playing Robert Plant now. He's Robert Plant's drummer in Saving Grace.
Right.
Got him, obviously. It feels right now. It feels right. I haven't gone through so many members and stuff like that. I'm really easy to work with. It's just they didn't like that's
So, was it singing or guitar that you did first?
Guitar first. Yeah, it was definitely guitar. I couldn't sing, to be fair. I couldn't sing at all. And I kind of taught myself guitar, doing the usual stuff, and then taught myself how to sing. I've never had a lesson or anything like that. I'm probably doing stuff horrifically wrong. I'm sure if teachers saw me, they'd be like, oh, what is he doing?
Yeah.
It just feels natural. It's just how bad habits seem to work. So yeah.
Yeah, I can kind of relate to that because I used to do backing vocals in a band while playing bass as well. So yeah, you kind of stood there singing, and in the back of your mind you're going, "What am I doing?"
Yeah. Harder. Backing vocals are harder than lead vocal because you have to come in on point for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Then you have to sit there and normally it's you're playing an instrument as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, backing. I'll leave that to Luke, to be fair, because he's way better.
Well, Ste hails you as the next up-and-coming Beatles.
Really?
Yes, he does. Do you think this is right, that you're the next big thing?
Right, but I'll take it, mate. Right, that's going to be on every tour poster we've got now, just for the record. So
yeah, why not?
Well, look, the Beatles are a huge influence on us, and me, Luke, and Ollie, yeah, we love them, and we pour over their stuff. My God, even if we get 0.001% comparison to them, I'll be well happy, mate.
Yeah.
The gig yesterday, the festival yesterday. A journalist came up to us and said, "There's quite a lot of buzz around you guys at the moment." I was like, "Why did you tell us that before we went on stage?" But it's just like now we're stage, and I didn't want to see him. I was like, I just know he's going to say, "Yeah, what's all this hype for?" And he came up to us and just went, "Oh my God, I get it now," because he'd never seen us before.
Right.
And we were, so it's a very beautiful time for us at the moment where people are saying lovely things like that, and kind of doesn't feel real because last year and the year before we couldn't get arrested, right? So now it's like people are saying really good things about us, and we're kind of like, when's someone going to kind of wake us up, or when's someone going to say, ah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at these festivals, do you ever get like drunk and that yourself after them?
Can't, mate. We've all quit drinking.
Right.
We used to. Yeah, no, we used to. This is the thing, right? When everyone says join a band, it'll be great fun, and it is a good laugh with your mates and with your brothers. But the thing is, when you're like doing a show and then you've got another show, or you've got to travel back, or you've got to go back into the studio, or you've got to write because you've got a deadline coming up. As soon as people start saying you're the next Beatles, and by the way, do you see how I've changed that? That's, you're like, oh man, we need to really take this seriously.
Yeah.
But there's been times, way back when, you're playing hungover, but you don't play well, you don't sound well, you don't look cool, you feel horrific. And thank the Lord for 0 Guinness. That's all I'll say. Right?
0% Guinness, you said then.
Mate, yeah. 0%.
So we keep missing bits because you keep cutting off when we're talking, and then you talk, it cuts you off for some reason.
Oh, mate, you've got to get in quick with me because I'll just keep talking. I'll shut up. So yeah, 0%. That is the one, definitely.
Right.
So how did it get to the point of being signed? Did you send, I don't know if it was like the old school way where you send a tape in, or did someone just say, hey, look, you're great, I'm going to sign you?
It kind of happened organically, which was nice. And again, I've sent off, for years, I sent off letters to the huge labels and stuff like that. And no one would touch us with the Barge Pod because we were crap. But quite rightly, I've still got all the rejection letters as well. I might make a little frame of them or something. But they just found us. They found us. And Integrity found us and said, we really like what you're doing. But they were more interested in who we were and what we kind of stood for as a band and what we were trying to do. And like, cause we're big advocates of mental health, and especially men with mental health, and making sure you talk to your friends and loved ones and stuff. And they really like that. And it's been a bit nuts, to be honest. So I'll say organically, and no, I'd love to say I did something really cool and clever, and sent this wicked parcel off to like one of the major labels or whatever. But now they just ignore us still, mate, to be honest with you. Yeah.
So where's the best place you've played at? Sorry to everyone else that you've played at, but I mean, where do you feel connected?
Oh, going north is way better. Going up north, yeah, I find the crowd are, well, not friendly is the wrong word. They're just more up for it.
Yeah.
Right. Your Liverpool, your Manchesters are great. Scotland's great as well. In Manchester, actually, because a lot of people, when we walk on stage and people don't know who we are, they kind of assume we're an Oasis cover band, and I slagged off Oasis in Manchester, which is never a good thing.
Oh dear.
And I got away with it, luckily, because Luke turned around and said, "You do realise you're in Manchester?" I was like, Glasgow, my amp broke. That was scary.
Jeez.
Yeah, and we had to kind of wing it for 5 minutes while I got fixed. So I'd probably say up north. There's not one city. They're all different. Blackpool's a mega one. Blackpool's cool. London, they just listen. Down south, they just listen, man. It scares the crap out of me because they just sit there and really, and, it's not a polite applause. They'll be cheering and stuff, but it's just different. It's just
Do you think that's because up north they've got such a strong music connection with, like, example, the Beatles, Oasis, and all those others?
Well, yeah, you look at Birmingham as well, man. We've got, Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
We've got, had plenty from Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
We ran Duran. I mean, we don't care. It's like, but I think it is, especially, you can feel it, I find, when you walk into Liverpool, you can feel the musical history. Same way with Glasgow. Glasgow have some incredible bands.
Yeah.
And London has some great bands, but they're more cool than us, and they're more they're just cooler than us. So that's probably why they don't like us.
Because I always think it's something to do with that north-south divide.
Yeah. Right, so on stage, we always go, look, hello, we're Blue Nation, we're from Birmingham, don't hold that against us. Because most people think we're going to nick their phones. When we do. Luke probably will, to be fair. Luke's from Shard End, which is a pretty rough place in Birmingham, which is where Jeff Lynne was actually born as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But it's kind of cool being Birmingham because you can kind of flip between the two. No one really finds you a danger because you're in the middle and they just kind of bypass you. You're not north, you're not south, you're just kind of no man's land.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say up north, but I'm not going to say a city because we'll never ever play anywhere else again.
Right. Have you been abroad, singing abroad?
Yeah. So we've done a couple of tours in New York, and I want to know what the toughest audience is. It's going to New York. They don't give a shit. Stare at you. I remember when I was 19 at the time. I remember I went there, and to get paid for this one gig was a tip jar, and if you were good, you got like loads of tips. I think I made about $6. Jesus. People in this room, right? So that many people passed up on me, but I'll put it down to the fact that I was young and again not very good. But then by the end of the week, kind of a little bit of a word had got around that there was this skinny English kid with a half decent voice, and it was packed out. But that night they didn't do the tip jar, so I got done.
Well, they do say if you can make it anywhere, make it in New York.
I think we've got a kind of American sound though as well. With this, I think we'd go well over there. The streams have just started picking up there because we just did a big interview with CNN, unbelievably.
Yeah, you really have got like American twang to it, haven't you? Your music, it sounds almost a bit like country, almost. Your voice, your vocals.
Yeah. There's kind of, we steal from everyone, mate. We're not. It's like we don't like sitting in one kind of genre. We don't like just writing our rock song over and over again because we get bored. That's kind of, I think, why majority of the major labels in the past have just ignored us, because they don't know how to put us in that box, and we love that they can't.
I think that was the same with REM as well, wasn't it? You can't place them in a particular genre.
Nah, and they're amazing. They're one of the great.
Yeah.
I think that it's tough for bands, because they think they have to be a certain way, whereas we just make music we love, which we think people will dig as well. We kind of go, is it going to make them cry? Is it going to make them happy? Can you drive to it? Can you dance to it? If it falls into one of those categories, it kind of works. And if you think about any of your favourite songs ever in the world, they kind of fall into one of those categories.
Yeah.
Right. Normally, can you drive to it? When you drive in, can you put it on and I'm digging? Or is there a song? You're going to start analysing when you listen to music now. I've done that to you, sorry.
I will do now.
Yeah. So are you linked to a label?
Yeah. So we're linked to Integrity Publishing. So they do all our publishing for us as well. We have our own record label that we set up as well, called Box Seat Records. Mainly to try and keep hold of most of the money, to be fair.
The reason he asked that is it's because I was wondering if I could see this podcast out with one of your songs later on.
Yeah, just let me know which song it is. I just like to get approval from the publishing company. It's me going, this is happening, by the way, I'm just letting you know. Mainly so you don't get a snotty email from someone saying, Yeah, no, absolutely, mate. Yeah, you're
fantastic. So when you're writing the songs, where do you take inspiration from? Do you just write like about nothing, or do you see something and think, oh, I'll write a song about that?
I have to about something for me. I know a lot of artists that can write about nothing, but I just can't, because it just ends up being drivel, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It has to be either something that's happened to me, something that happened to one of my friends. I do a lot of writing about my friends and like their relationships, which they're always like, is this one about me? And I'm like, no, and it blatantly is. But I do loads of stuff like that, because I find it has to be real. If it's not real, if it's not relatable, I find the audience don't connect with it. Well, for me anyway, and that's how I do it. But I've tried writing about nothing, and it just literally comes out as nothing.
Just a blank page.
But no, I've taken inspiration from documentaries, from friends, from relationships, from situations, my own personal experiences, and real life, really.
So do you find doing a beat first helps you find lyrics? Because I know some artists go da 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 da, and then make them da-das into words, that thing.
You've literally heard me right, haven't you? Because I go
Let me hear lyrics, haven't you?
Yeah. So no, I kind of don't think about it, because I find if I sit down and go, I'm going to write a song, I don't write a song, because I just put a bit too much pressure on myself. So I just normally sit with a guitar and just noodle, and then put it together, and then I'll hear a melody in my head, and I'll just normally go, and then words will start forming. Or another completely different way is Luke will send me a riff that he's written on bass or guitar, and he's going, what do you think of this riff? And then I'll take that riff and it will catapult me into a situation to write something, or immediately a melody will ping into my head, and I go, oh, that's the melody, and I'll just start playing it. It's really odd. It doesn't feel like writing the song when you're writing the songs, if that makes sense. Loads of people, I think Noel Gallagher said this, I'm pretty sure Planty and those boys have said this, is where it does feel like it's sent to you, and you just go, what happened? Some take 10 minutes, some take 5 years. No rhyme or reason for it. And the one thing we try and do is we write as a band. So if I've got like a full song, I still take that to the boys, and then they put their ideas, their thoughts, and that's the whole point of being in a band, is that collectively you all give to the creative process, even the drummer, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And that's what people dig. If you want to write songs on your own, go write songs on your own, but I find they're too then, because they'll be all about nothing, like, you know.
Yeah.
Do you write songs for other people as well?
I've been asked to. By there's a lady in America who keeps asking me, and I keep shying away from it a little bit, because I can't. Being brutally honest, if I write a really good song, I want it.
yeah.
Just in case.
You're just selfish.
Selfish. And
Yeah, you find out it's that next big £1 million seller.
Oh, that'd kill you, that.
I don't mind because I'll get the money, right? I don't care about that. But the point that I think in my head, will I as good a song for someone else as I would for us? Because I know for us, I then see how we play it live. I then see kind of what we'll do. I'll then see what we'll do in the studio. If I write a song and give it to someone and they take it somewhere else, I might go, well, that's not how the song's supposed to be. So I don't know. I'm not letting go yet. I really should do, though, shouldn't I? I should let go of that kind of a little bit and give it to someone.
I don't know. I think I'd be the same way, to be honest.
Yeah. Don't have
So if you had your own festival, and let's say you're the big header, who would you have under you for, like, let's say 4 bands? They could be dead or alive.
Oh, God, you didn't know.
Not the group Dead or Alive.
I'd definitely have the Beatles supporting us, because then I can say the Beatles have supported us.
Yeah.
I'd have Jimi Hendrix. I'd have Rival Sons. And I'd have Ocean Colour Sing.
Ah, nice picks.
I can't believe Jimi Hendrix, all of them are now supporting us. That is
Right, well, I'm going to that festival.
Yeah.
not a bad festival. Can you imagine mid-afternoon, all the sun's going down, and Jimi Hendrix books on stage? I mean,
Just quality.
How would you feel following that, though?
I'm glad anymore, mate. It'll happen. You know what? Whenever we go on stage, we never feel not threatened's the wrong word. We never feel like we
Intimidated.
can't and do what we're supposed to be doing. We just go on and be us. Some people are going to like us. Some people are going to hate us. Some people are going to absolutely adore us, and some people aren't even going to pay attention. So, no point being scared of the previous band or the band I'm after you, because they're not you. Go on, you're supposed to. And every single time we do that, the audience, like, we love you because you guys just want to be you guys. You're not trying to be anything else. I'm like, yeah, apart from the Beatles, but yeah, we're trying to. Who would be on your festival?
Oh God, where do we start? I'd have to have the Beatles, just like everybody else would have to have the Beatles. I'd have that. Oh, what's that band's name? Is it Blue Nation?
Suck up.
You're right. I'd have to have someone like Ocean Colour Sea and probably Oasis. And my own band that I used to be in.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know if that'll work, though, because I've heard that Blue Nation's been slagging Oasis off.
Only in Manchester. Only.
Oh, it's funny enough, me festival is in Manchester. Who's what, sorry?
Who's your favourite Beatle?
Paul.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It's because I play bass as well, you see, and I like it. He was kind of like, is it the falsetto style singing? And that was kind of me as well. Yeah.
Well, they're all gods. I'd go with George or Paul.
George Harrison.
Are you going for the real Paul McCartney or the reincarnation?
Well, the real Paul McCartney, he a bit croaky now, and the limp wristed pointing.
I know. I saw him live. Me and my missus went to see him, and years ago, and I thought, this is either going to be the greatest thing I've ever witnessed, or it's going to be really sad. And it was the greatest thing I've ever witnessed, right? Which is it's a Beatle, right? And I was crying my eyes out when he was playing Blackbird, and there was a woman standing next to me. She said, "You all right?" I just said, "Yeah, all right. Just this Paul McCartney, innit?" And I was like, "It's a Beatle," and I'm blubbering wreck. And she's like, "Yeah, it was Stella McCartney that I was sitting."
No way. So you were next to her, were you?
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know how. We just bought normal tickets, but like, and then I didn't realise till about 20 minutes later, and like Macca's missus is there and all the family, and I was just like, I said to my missus, I've just made a right idiot of myself, and she was so sweet about it. Like, yeah, it is. She didn't like let on or anything, and I was just clueless, and I said nothing to her after that.
Went shy.
I just stood looking forward, desperately trying to be invited backstage.
Didn't happen.
Yeah.
So I've seen you've been doing music videos lately.
Yeah.
How is that? Because you have to do a bit of acting, don't you?
We're awful at it, mate. I'm not portraying us very well here, am I? I'm saying. We're all right now. Hey, do you know what? It's so hard, and I really enjoy it. Luke hates them because he's like, he's like, I'm not. He's like, he says I'm not an actor, and I said, yeah, no, me neither. But you're just so far out of your comfort zone, so far out, because you're lip syncing. There's normally a really good looking girl there, so you're trying to be ridiculously cool and you're just failing miserably. Got a director going, I need you to look angry but not too angry, like you've dropped your piece of toast and it's gone butter side down. And I'm like, what? It's just like, they're good fun, but we you have to really concentrate. We try and look desperately cool, so if you see us looking slightly uncool, you'll know why now.
Have you had to do that kind of video recording where they double the speed of the songs, so when they play back normal, it looks slow motion?
Mate, I think they're just taking the mick, to be honest with you, when they're doing that. Because I've done that a couple of times, and I had to learn the song. You have to learn the song quick, right?
Yeah, right.
And feeling like singing your song at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and you sound like a chipmunk, right? It's like fast, and you're going 10 to the dozen, but it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And then you think, oh, look how cool that looks. But yeah, we've done that a couple of times, and it is tough, man. It is tough. It's not tough, right? It's not open heart surgery, right? Yeah. It's in a band is great, but it's like you just sit there and go, what am I doing?
Yeah, you're just playing the song at not at the natural pace, aren't you? Because you're used to singing it at a certain pace, and then all of a sudden you're thrown into this chipmunk style singing.
Yeah, and I can't lip sync. I have to sing.
Right.
So I have video, and I have to pre-warn people. I say, look, I've got a big gob, right, and I need to sing because it's the only way I can get the emotion in my face, right? I can't act it. And we did this take on the last video for every single time, and the director went, okay, that's great, can you open your eyes for at least 5 seconds? And I was like, oh yeah, because obviously he's like, I need you to open your eyes. I'm like, oh yeah, sorry. So it's a man to do. They're not lost in us. I'm not one of these people that hates doing them. It just feels a bit odd because there's no guitar and there's no band and there's no audience,
Yeah. So I assume that you don't do lip syncing at festivals. I know some people do, like old school, like, do you sing as well as the song being played?
Nah. Look, live music is about playing the wrong notes. It's about singing. It's about the reality of live music. If you want to hear your band on the CD, or you want to hear it to be absolute perfect, turn the lights off and put the vinyl on or put the CD on, right? If you want to see what they're like and see how they move on stage and see obviously the little foibles and idiosyncrasies, things they all do, go watch them, right? When they fluff off, it's great. That's what you want.
Yeah, it's not a gig when you don't mess up.
Yeah, exactly. When something doesn't break, we literally, one of the last gigs we did, my amp again blew up. This is a different one, and then the PA went down. And there's 100 people in this Litchfield Guild Hall. It was, and it was like beautiful stained glass window. Like, what are we doing? Like, as in, who booked us and who's come to see us? And I'm then having to sing a cappella on stage, like the top of my voice.
Yeah,
and it just came up to us and said that was the moment of the gig, and I was like, what, the bit that wasn't rehearsed and the bit So you've got to love those moments, but no backing tracks. Fair play to people that do it, but get on stage.
Yeah.
You can normally tell when they're doing that as well, because they kind of like walk away from the mic and it's still singing. You're like, oh, hang on.
The thing is, right, and it happens with age. When you get older, obviously your tone and whatever, your range and your voice will change, right? Just drop the key of the song, right? I went to see Fleetwood Mac, and I was like, Stevie Nicks can't sing as Stevie Nicks did when she was 19. That's just abundantly drop the key so she can sing it. But some of the bands are singing. Who is it? Motley Crue. Motley Crue, I think, are doing it at the moment, allegedly, just so I don't get sued. And it's like the poor guy must be busting a blood vessel every night because you can't hear what he's singing, and he's got a backing track as well. So it's like fans, man.
I think that's the same with Paul McCartney. I don't think he's dropped any keys, and he's still trying to sing. I saw the stand in the same key as it was, and it's quite high.
Yeah, it is.
He's very croaky now when you hear him talk, and I just don't think he's got the range anymore.
His band around him are amazing.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Yeah,
frighteningly good, and there's a lot of vocals going on there. When I saw him years ago, there was some of the songs I was like, oh man, come on, just a semitone, or a world of good. But some people are weird about it. Some people are like, no, this is how it's written, this is how it's played. Like, no one will notice semitone unless you've got like perfect.
Well, it's Paul McCartney. At the end of the day, you only go to see Paul McCartney, don't you?
And not recognise her.
So where are you heading next?
So it's festival season at the minute, so we're all over the country. We're going down to Surrey. We're playing Bridport, so we're doing like Jurassic Fields, Buck Moon. I have to say that really slowly, Buck Moon with a T. And then we're playing Jurassic Fields, then SOS, just in Wildfire, all over the shop, mate. And then we're off to the Netherlands in November with Lawrence Jones, who's an incredible blues guitarist. He's like Eric Clapton when Clapton was God. If you haven't checked him out, man, check him out. Lawrence Jones, he's an absolute God. And he's been so good to us as well. We're going to the Netherlands with him. I think we're busy up until the 16th of December. So I think I'm going to... That's it.
Yeah.
Do you plan to do any festivals over in America and stuff like that?
We'd love to. The killer thing about America is visas and the cost of it. It's like the last time we looked, like South by Southwest and stuff like that, was like $3,000 a pop before you even step foot over there. It's expensive. Can you go over there and do it not quite the right way? Yeah, you can, but you're normally just sent back home. Straight up. Danger. To do it because there's rules for a reason. But I'd love to America. The American audience will get us. Not the New York people. New York, we're not calling them. Not yet.
Earlier on when you were saying you're writing songs, you're just riffing. So are you writing like music notes type thing?
Nah, don't know how to read music.
Right.
Yeah, don't even know how to read music. I literally will just play some chords. I know obviously that this is the G, that's the C, that's an A minor, but if I deviate from the norm, right, I couldn't fretboard that note is that. And I kind of always shy away from that because one, music theory bores the crap out of me because I don't have the attention span for it. And two, I like going on, if it sounds good, it sounds good. You know when it sounds bad, or if a riff gets you doing that head bob, or if that sounds interesting, or that's an interesting line, you just do that. But it's I think mainly I'm ridiculously scared that someone's gonna tell me something that I'm doing wrong, that I've been doing this way all life, and I'll lose the way I write songs. That's why I don't either, to be fair.
Yeah, because we just got into acting ourselves, not acting, everything really, because we're trying to make movies. So we're producing, directing, we're filming, we're acting, we're just doing everything. But I've been script writing lately, and we've got a producer coming on after you later on, and he'd just seen the front cover, and he pulled me on a few mistakes already. I was like, Jesus, I'm not letting you look in that script.
Right. Never people more than you know, joking. Look, I'm a big believer in. Have you heard of the 10,000 hours theory?
No.
Like this, right? So 10,000 hours. Apparently, to master something, you have to spend 10,000 hours doing it. Now, you can spend 10,000 hours reading about it, researching it, doing the theory and all that, and you will become an expert. But not everybody learns the same way. So for me, I have to make mistakes. I have to do it myself. I remember when I was learning Blackbird and my missus was in the other room laughing her head off because I'd be like, do, and it was just horrible. 9 hours, right? If I'd actually read and learnt music, I probably would have got it in about 3 hours. But because of how stubborn I am, I got it, and now I play it, and I know how to do it from memory, right? But that's just how I do it. Someone once told me and sat me down and was like, "How do you get your new phone out of its box?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, well, how do you learn how to use an iPhone? So I don't know. I just do this. I just do it. And then he went, "Do you know how to do this? Do you know how to do this? Do you know how to take a screenshot by tapping the back of your phone 3 times? Do you know how to turn the flashlight off by just sliding the screen to the right?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "That's because you've not read the manual." I was like, "Well, there is no manual." "Yep, online there's an iPhone manual." I was like, Who has this information?
Who has the time?
Hey, there's so much stuff you could do with an iPhone, but take a call. I'll post on social media. These people, wizard people, but you've got to learn your way.
Yeah.
And if you learn, you'll probably carry on doing it, and that's probably why I've shied away from like music theory and knowing that's a C and stuff like that. There's nothing against classically trained people. They are genius.
Yeah.
I just think you learn what you need to know yourself.
Yeah, you don't want to take the fun away, do you?
Yeah.
That's it. And loads of people have said to me, they've said, look, do you want to do singing lessons or do you want to do guitar lessons? And it will make me a better singer. It will make me a better guitarist. But I am so scared that it will make me just sing like everyone else or just not do that bit because you're not supposed to do that bit or you're not supposed to put your thumb there on the guitar. I don't want to do that. I want to just, if I feel that it's natural and raw, then I think it's got more authenticity maybe. I don't know. That's just my weird hang-ups probably. But yeah, I'm sure people will hear me sing and be like, "Oh my God, he's not doing it from his diaphragm. He's doing it from the back of his head." And I'm like, what? How does that work? That's just how I sing, right?
Yes.
Do you do all that vocal warm-ups before you go on, like all that la 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 la?
So there was a really good technique that I googled and looked on YouTube, where basically you just trill. So you're just going, you just do all that stuff, and you look like a right idiot, right? But it really works, and if you go up then down like a motorbike basically. And I have a like an inhaler which is just like water vapor, and that's amazing because I learned that basically when you have a sore throat or tight throat or stuff like that, it's not that you've got a tight throat or it's not that you're anything swollen around there, it's that you haven't got enough moisture on your throat.
Right.
When you put throat, it makes it opens it up and then you can sing and stuff. So what, I cannot tell you who this is because I will get sued. I was backstage at a festival and there was a guy, very famous guy, just about to go on, and his manager was massaging his face and his throat and stuff like that. And I walked on and went, that is not going to help him sing in key. And I'm not joking, this guy went nuts.
Well, my next question was actually, have you ever met someone where you've been a bit starstruck? But that'll give away the last story.
Tell you that one. Yeah, I've got an amazing story, but no one believes me. But I'll first tell you a story about Luke, our bass player, and this is just sums up Luke to a T, right? So Luke was in a Who tribute band. years ago and got invited by Roger Daltrey, that's not the famous person, to Teenage Cancer Trust at the Royal Albert Hall. And he got backstage and stuff, and he's standing there and he's talking to this guy, and they're watching The Who and stuff like that, and they're talking for about an hour. And Luke and the guy's asking him what he does and what he plays and all that kind of stuff, and Luke's going, "Oh, cool, yeah." And then Luke turns to him and goes, "Oh, well, what do you do?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm in a band." And Luke's like, "Ah, no way, good for you," kind of thing. And he said, "What's your band called?" And he goes, "Pearl Jam." It's Eddie Vedder. So
No way.
Luke turned and went, "Oh my God, you're Eddie Vedder." Bless him, apparently. Eddie went, "Yeah, hey man, how you doing?" And he was really sweet about it. But that's Luke. That's just Luke in a nutshell. My best famous story is, and it is ridiculous, and I know this is going to sound like utter crap, but I swear on my mother's life it's true. I went to a hotel in Dublin, and I'm in the bar with an ex-girlfriend having a Guinness, and in walks Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day. And I went up to him and went, "Oh man, you're Billy Joe Armstrong." He was like, "Hey man," you know, and he goes, "Do you want a drink?" And he bought me a Guinness. I was like, "Happy days," sat down. About 10 seconds later, The Edge from U2 walks in and sits down, and I'm like, "What? This makes no sense." And then about half an hour later, Larry Mullen walks in from U2.
No way.
Everyone's like got their phones and they're doing that, like really sneakily trying to take a video, like everybody. And this bar is tiny, right? And then all of a sudden, the biggest guys I've ever seen in trench coats with earpieces come in. I'm thinking, what's going on? And they go around everybody and they kind of check everyone, just look everyone up and down. I was like, and in walks Bill Clinton.
No way.
Jesus.
Wait, it gets worse. It gets so. And I'm like, I'm literally on candid camera. This is not happening. The Edge gets up and goes to the toilet, and I am 5 Guinnesses deep now, right? So I am very brave. So he comes past me, and I'm like, "Excuse me, mate, can I get a photo?" And he just went, "No," and went to the toilet. I went, "Okay, that's fair." Because there's a lot of people in there. If he has one photo with me, he's got to have it with everyone. And also, Bill Clinton's over there, so you can't really do much. That no matter. Then Bono walks in, and I'm like, "You've got an American president, Bono, well, U2, and frigging Green Day sitting a meter away from you." And the restaurant was closed that night because me and the ex couldn't eat in the restaurant. And we're like, "Well, now we know why." Yeah. So they go into the restaurant, and Billy Joe Armstrong comes over to me, and the whole of them are standing there looking at me. And Billy Joe goes, "Anything you want, I have drinks tonight, stick them on my room." Spoke to the bar cab, and I literally spoke to him for about 30 seconds, right, and just said, "You're amazing, have a good night." And they all walked out. So I was like, well, I can't have another drink on Billy Joe because that's just rude. So we didn't. But then we found out the next day they'd taken over the whole of the restaurant because Bill Clinton was asking U2 for money for Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign. And that night, U2 allegedly gave $21 million to the Hillary Clinton Foundation so she could run for president.
Jesus.
Wow.
I mean, I'll be honest, mate. I've got no other good stories. That's the only one.
And you was worrying about a drink?
Have another quid. Poor Billy Joe. You know, he's got his royalties to come in. I don't think he gave anything, but yeah, it was wild. And there was secret. The guys in the trench coats were Secret Service, and there was a Secret Service guy on every floor. And you had to show your passport, get into the hotel and to your floor. But then I realised I'd booked. It was U2's hotel. So U2 have a hotel in Dublin, and I was at that. And I booked a hotel in Dublin. And it was their one. So yeah, I swear to you, it's true. I swear on my mother's life. And I've got no photographic evidence either. And I can't go to my ex and go, "Can you verify this story for me?" Because she'll never speak to me again.
We'll only know if it's true or not if next time you tell a story it's Barack Obama.
and then
Yeah, that's like me. I've got no photographic evidence of me having long hair.
I'm growing mine for charity, so I'm growing it for the Little Princess Trust.
Right.
Growing it for that because Luke did the same. We did it over lockdown. Luke's grew at a normal human's hair rate, right, and he got it cut. Mine is taking forever to get past the Paul McCartney wings stage. So like, my missus is like, "What's going on with your hair?" I was like, "I don't know. I think it's just stopped. I think it's."
That's like me.
Just
Love it.
yeah. So, have you ever had to cancel
Gigs?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've only done it twice in about 15 years, and it's when we're sick. And the last time we did it was, I think, about 6 months ago. I think it was Jan or Feb. Yeah, I think it was back February probably. And I phoned Luke and I said, because obviously a big thing about us is the vocals and the harmonies, and you know, they're stealing from the Beatles. I phoned Luke and I was like, "Mate, I don't think I'm going to be able to do the high bits tonight. Can you do them?" Like, mate, I was going to phone you and say I can't sing tonight, and we were like, "Right, okay, let's do the gig. I'll sing just on my own, and we'll make our excuses, but we'll get through. But it will be." And luckily, our manager phoned the promoter and just went, "Look, the boys are real. They're willing to do it." And the promoter went, "No, they're not playing if they're not well." So and our agent's really good for that. And they're like, "Look, if they're not well, don't worry about it." Because we never cancel. We kind of have to be on death's door. And the time before that was probably about 5 years ago, where you just can't sing. And you can't do yourself justice. And people buying tickets, coming to see you and spending money on travelling to see you, and then your merch and stuff, and then you can't sing. It's like, you just got to tell them. And people are cool about it. But twice in 15 years, mate, is when we've done it. And it still irks me that we can't do it.
Right. Did COVID, was that a knockback for you?
Massive. Yeah, massive. Because we were just getting momentum off Havent Society, and it was going really well, and we had a load of stuff lined up, and everything stopped. You know, but the thing I didn't realise was, and I did halfway through COVID, was I stream every Thursday, and I'm still doing it. I'm on like the 175th stream because I started in lockdown every Thursday because I was going insane because I wasn't playing shows. So I just started streaming. But then I thought, what about the lighting engineer? What about the sound engineer? What about your staff? What about the roadies? You know, they're not going to get on Facebook Live and go, "This is how I pack an amp into a van," are they? Right? Like, oh God, I'm there whinging I can't play, but I can go on, and we still to this day we don't charge anything for them. We just do the live streams, and it actually was a massive turning point for us because it created a community for us of Blue Nation fans that now just talk to each other and help each other and go through everything with each other as well. And we call them the Blue Meanies after the Yellow Submarine. And everyone's like, "Why'd you call them meanies?" Like, if you're not a Beatles fan, you won't get it. But it really did kick us on. And when we came out of like one of the first lockdowns, we did a show and it was sold out in seconds. So it's taken us 2 years to build the momentum back up to where it is now, where people are saying things about the Beatles. And what would you quote again, just so I can tell Luke? Wow.
So he's just saying that, like, I think you're the next Beatles, the next big thing.
Oh, mate, you cannot call us the next Beatles. As much as my ego is gonna dine out on that for the next however long, we're near the Beatles. But we do love them. But I will tell Luke that, definitely.
Yeah.
I'll tell him.
You just need to go to another country, go and do some drugs, and come back. That's what.
We're past that now. We're in our reflective stage. Yeah. Yeah, it's 2 years to build the momentum back up, and Luke sums it up beautifully. We don't have to worry about getting people to gigs these days, so we don't have to ask friends and families. We don't have to go for a cheap list. We don't have to, on the day of the gig, saying anybody want to come to a gig today. And that's only happened in the last year, right? And we've been doing that for years, trying to get people to our gigs, and it's always been our mates, you know. And now our mates are like, Jesus Christ, if I want to see you boys, it's now even more expensive. You know, the only time they fight with us is if they pay 20 quid, right? And they're like, this is something's not right here. But they it's a really beautiful place to be, man. Yesterday at the festival in Oldham, we've never played Oldham in our lives. People in Blue Nation t-shirts who we didn't know. People came up to us and said, we love what you're doing. That guy in the press saying there's a buzz about you just doesn't make any sense, because we're just three lads from Birmingham having the absolute time of our life doing what we love, and people are going, these are all right. It's just great, mate. Being brutally honest with you, cannot get enough of it, and we hope it continues.
Yeah. We're the same with the podcast. It's like we've got all these listeners, but we don't see any of them, and then we get an email of someone, we're like, what the hell, they're real? Real people?
It's the only way I can describe it is just really beautiful. It's odd when people stop us for autographs. It's odd when people feel nervous asking us, can I have a photo with you? And we're always like, yeah, of course, but you're sure you want one with us?
You got the right guys.
You think we're an Oasis tribute act? It's like, nice, man. And it's everything we've ever wanted when we were kids, and and we've still got a hell of a long journey to go in our career, and we've got a lot to do still, and there's a lot of things we want to do, but we're just seeing where the journey goes, man. It just feels great. And like this, right? You saying, can you come on our podcast? This didn't happen 2 years ago to us, right? No one came to us and said, can you come on this? And we're like, yeah. When do you want? I'm moving house that day though, but can I do it at this time? Is that all right?
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on as well for that. You've been busy and you still managed to come on.
Look, literally, if you look, I'll show you. Look, look all the shit that's here. Honestly, I've literally. The missus is going to message me going, "Where is the 4 bags that you said you were getting 20 minutes ago or whatever?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm doing a podcast."
So, are you ready to play a game?
Oh my god, mate, I'm so ready.
Right, so we got a game called Fact or Reset, and it's just basically true or false.
Okay, true or false. Okay.
Yeah, so it's fact if you think what I'm saying is a fact, or say reset if you think it's a load of waffle.
All right, okay.
Okay, I'll play the jingle.
Stand clear.
It's fact or reset.
It's funny when you hear that jingle because everybody's head starts nodding.
I am so stealing that. I tell you, that's on the next Blue Nation record. You're getting no royalties, boys.
We've got your name printed out, ready for the scoreboard at back.
Oh, okay. What have I got? What's the top one?
Sarah
8.
Heim, an actor from Pinky's In series.
Okay. What did she get score-wise?
Oh, she smashed it. She got 8.
Oh.
That's it's hard to get 8.
All right then. I'll do it. Go on.
Oh yeah, one more thing. You'll always be 1 because if you get the first one wrong, you continue. So you'll always be on the board. So let's start. Pigeons can tell the difference between Picasso and Monet.
How do you tell the difference between Picasso and Monet?
Pigeons can tell the difference between Picasso and Monet.
I'm going to go fact. True.
Yeah, it's a fact. Yeah, you're on the board. Soup was made by accident when one lady dropped vegetables into a kettle pot.
Vegetables into a kettle pot. So what was she doing with the vegetables? I'm going to put some logic around this. Nah, Nisa. Nah, false.
Yeah, you're right. You're on 2. You can filter seawater in your mouth by holding it in your mouth and letting the salt absorb into your glands.
Who worked that out? True. I'm going true?
No, that's the end of that. It's false. Load of waffle.
That was my first instinct, and then I just doubted myself.
That's the end of the game. You got 2. Where's 2?
I'll take 2. Where's that put me?
He's with James Maynard.
Yeah, so Maynard will be above because of alphabetical. So he's 6th.
I'll take that. I'll take
Yeah.
6. I made it into Europe. That's fine.
Well, we've got other guest coming on shortly, so we'll have to wrap this up. It's been a great chatting with
It's
you.
been an absolute pleasure chatting with her.
No. Honestly, thank you so much for having us on. And if you want a real Brummie accent, you can have Luke on at any time. You will need a translator. I tell you what,
Right.
CNN we did right a couple of weeks ago. They needed to employ 7 translators to understand Luke. And the main thing they couldn't translate was the word bab.
Bab. Well, I've watched Peaky Blinders, so I should be all right.
You'll be fine. Yeah. It'll be crack, Luke. You'll be good, lad. But if you want him on, let us know. But no, thank you so much, guys. It's been an absolute privilege and a pleasure.
Definitely. Also, can we?
Well, I was just about to ask the same thing. Then.
Go on, then I'll let you ask.
Well, we were going to ask, would it be possible, because we've started collecting them, a signed picture or a signed something, obvious?
Just like a digital one.
Yeah, do you want some signed CDs as well? We can send them.
I certainly will, yes.
Bloody hell. That's more than...
Yeah, we'll whack a load in. Just send us your address, and I'll get the merch people to send it out as well.
Oh, fantastic.
Brilliant.
Superb. Feel honoured.
Have you ever done a record before we go?
I've done a
Like, have you ever recorded onto a record?
A vinyl.
vinyl.
Yeah, vinyl.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
Yeah, I'm not sending you one of them. They're
Oh,
really
no.
expensive.
a white label I want.
I did an auction for a white label one for the Samaritans as well. And 5 were done, and we auctioned off 3, and me and Luke have got the other 2. So
Nice.
you're not having that.
All right. Thanks for coming on.
Brilliant. Fantastic.
Have a
See you
good day,
later.
man.
Take care. Good luck.
Bye. Figure that then.
Fantastic.
I've come off smiling that, getting a CD and
It
everything.
was great. That saw me, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good that.
Yeah.
Well, we wanted a digital copy of a signature. We're getting a CD.
We're getting, by the sounds of it, a whole bunch of things.
I know, yeah. Merch.
Which feel a big box turns up at your door.
Yeah. We're slacking here. We're struggling to get a t-shirt together.
We need a publishing company.
We do. We need a merch company. Is there any merch companies out there that's on a low budget? Yeah.
Well, that was our first, I think, really famous person, isn't it?
Yeah.
No offence to
Says
the
so.
Pink is In crew,
Oh, yeah, they're famous in Canada. More famous in Canada.
but you know.
This is our first UK famous person,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Or is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it was.
We've had Robert Lee, but he's more famous in the space world.
Yeah. He's more famous in space.
He's out of worlds famous.
Other planets.
Yeah. So, what we're doing? Are we having a break?
Yeah, I
let's
want
have
to
a
finish this
break.
brew off.
Yeah. Should I just make a new one? That'd be cool by now.
Oh, I don't mind cold brews.
You don't?
No. Unless you want to make a new one.
Yeah, I think I'll make a new one, me.
Okie dokie.
It was annoying that because I felt like I couldn't talk to him probably because every time we was talking, it was cutting him off,
It
wasn't
was
it?
cutting him off, yeah, I heard that. So I
So even laughing, I was like,
had to do the same myself. I'm going.
yeah.
For those who didn't see it, we were just bobbing our heads up and down.
Yeah.
Trying
Oh,
not to
I'm
make
still,
any noise.
still recording this.
Oh, God.
Stop recording. But yeah, you'll just see us bobbing our heads up and down.
Right then, well, should we cue the music and...
Yeah, we'll come back in a minute. Thanks again to Neil Murdoch. Yeah, you know what? They
What?
didn't even plug anything.
Well, we
Yes,
still
when his
can.
festivals there was that. That was it.
Well, we still can plug him.
Yeah, Neil Murdoch. Okay.
Neil Murdoch of the band Blue Nation is touring at the moment through doing various festivals. Check him out, go along and see him. And go to YouTube, their website.
Yeah. Is that your radio voice then?
That was my radio voice.
Yeah, well, cut the radio. You know what? We've not even done Chat GPT news or anything yet. That'll be after this.
Yeah, cue the music, then we'll go
Cue the
chat
music.
GPT.
Brilliant. And we're back.
Hello.
I think I left with a cough as well. Well, I think we might be splitting this up because we got 2 guests. So we did mention that we've got a producer on after Neil Murdoch, but that might be after us in next week.
Oh, don't start that again.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't know yet. We don't know how it's going to go. But it doesn't look like Dan's coming on, so we scrap that one. Our third guest, Dan. Where's your notebook these days anyway, Stu? Is it all on your phone?
Here's what?
Your notebook? You used to bring a little brown notebook.
I know you used to bring, yeah. I've not bothered bringing it.
No, you give up on that, have you?
So, are you going to do ChatGPT?
Oh, bugger, yeah. Forgot about that.
Cue the music.
I totally forgot about that. You put me on the spot now. Yeah. A man in China has married his robot girlfriend after dating her for 2 years.
What?
Taking 2 years get to know her. A woman in India has married a snake. Because she believes it is the reincarnation of her dead husband. Oh yeah, long, just like my husband. A woman in the US has claimed that she is pregnant with 10 babies, which will break the current world record of 9 babies. Imagine how big you'd be.
Oh my
10. You're human space opera, that's what, didn't you?
Jeez.
A man in India spent 66 lakh on leg lengthening surgery after being rejected by women due to his height. I didn't know it was a thing. I'm going to get a bit taller soon, me, Stu. A man in India who appeared to be pregnant due to his bulging stomach learned that he was actually carrying a twin.
Oh my god! Like a Siamese twin kind of.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like I don't need to read up on that one. Yeah. And that's all the ChatGPT news. Over to you, Stu.
Well, I'm getting quite warm here.
Yeah, it's getting there, isn't it? It's heating up. Got no windows open, no aircon on. But the weather's cooling down a bit, isn't it?
Just going back to that one you just said about the man marrying a robot and the woman marrying a snake.
Yeah.
Have you heard about those? It was a documentary about those people who marry inanimate objects.
Oh, yeah.
Or make love to inanimate objects. Like, there's a woman who went to a fairground.
Fairground, yeah, I was going to say that one.
And she wanted to make love to, was it like the Big Wheel or something like that?
She married it, didn't she?
Or a Big Dipper.
Yeah. Some weird things, isn't it? People marry the car and everything.
Crazy.
And then you see them, putting
what's going on in their heads?
Exhaust.
Yeah. What's going on in their heads to make them think I want to marry this car?
It's weird, isn't it? It's a possession. You can't imagine marrying your car. What about when you come to sell it? Do you have to get a divorce?
You'd have to divorce it first.
Or is it become a long distance relationship? Bloody hell.
Well, it's always like that.
If you buy a new car, you're cheating.
It's it's always like that fantasy. Yeah, a lot of men have. Like, I'd love to be able to trade my wife in. It's like you take your wife to a showroom, trade her in for a new model.
Yeah,
is that what happens there with them?
Definitely. Well, I want to know what she's doing with that snake.
I don't want to know what she's doing with that snake.
And that robot's got to be a love robot, hasn't it? That's coming in the future, isn't it?
I think it is.
It's going to replace women. Just men are like, I'll just turn them on when I need them.
Yeah. They shall never age.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you ever play any games on your phone?
I've got games on there, but my daughter plays them more than anything.
What simple games you play?
I've got things like what is it? Let me have a look.
But I'll get on to mine anyway, and then come back to you. Well, I downloaded Monopoly Go because I thought I like Monopoly. Yeah. But it turns out it's dead simple. You literally just press a button and it just goes around the board, and then you basically attack each other's villages type thing.
Yeah.
For what you're spending your money on. And somebody I've got as a friend, they kept attacking me. They must have attacked my village about 7 times, something like that. So I just saved all of my coins up and I just blitzed their village. I must have hit them about 15 times. Day after, Went to hit him again. Deleted me as a friend on Facebook. I feel like saying bloody hell, can't handle the heat, stay at the kitchen. That's an extreme, that though, isn't it? To delete someone for a game.
See, the games I have are dead simple ones, like Bubble Pop.
Not bad game.
Count something.
Countdown?
No. Let me just open it up a minute.
That's it though. When you've got kids,
yeah, you've got like a little man, and you have to walk through these like barriers.
Oh,
and he gets
all of us
bigger,
obsessed with them.
and you get bigger and stuff.
There's
like
loads of different ones of them. Where you're running as like you got a team of 2 people. You go times 18, you get loads, and then you get more and more.
That's another one that I've got there. I don't play. Me see, my little girl plays.
Your kid invades your phone, don't they? And then you end up with loads of apps you don't even know.
Well, that's it. That's all these games coming on. Subway Surfers, Stacky Dash.
I've started deleting them now because it's just clogging up.
Yeah, I've deleted a few.
In the past, Stu, when you was a kid, have you ever stolen anything? You in the church now? Speak to me. Forget your sins.
I'll say yeah.
Yeah.
But it was an accident.
Yeah. One. Actually, accidents. We nicked 2 birthday cards yesterday by accident. They bought, one of them bags you buy for your presents. There was 2 cards in it. We got a 6th and a normal one.
Well, back in the day when you had cassettes, I acquired this cassette.
Yeah.
I don't know where I got it from, and but it was a Beatles cassette, and it was just a cassette without a case. So I thought, I'll see if I can get a case for it. So I went to Woolworths when it was around. Yeah. And I thought, well, I'll buy a new cassette with the case, so I've got the case.
Yeah.
And I picked up the cassette. It was always empty, and I was walking around the shop, and I just walked out.
Yeah.
And I got halfway through the shopping centre or the shopping city. Yeah. And I realised I've still got the cassette case in my hand. So I was like, oh my god, did somebody see me? I just got dead panicky then, so I just kind of ran home
with it. This man now. See, when I was younger, I actually stole a packet of Pokemon cards. Mine weren't an accident though. It was like them big sets. I think it was like £6 odd back then, didn't I? Like 20 quid. But it was like £6. I used to be big into my Pokemon cards, but never had much money. I was in town. It was in WH Smith's, and I seen a pack. I was just like, "There's no one around." Put it in my top water, and then there's some big, massive security guy. He looked massive to me. I was a kid. I was like 9 or something like that. Just following me. I was like, I think he's onto me. He's walking a bit faster. As soon as I pulled him, he's like, "Come here!" Grabbed me back. I was like, "Oh god!" And they took me into this upstairs room. My sister was panicking and that. I was like, oh, what do I do? And he had a gun outside and everything. It wasn't like a normal gun. It was like it was red. So it must have been a flare gun or something, a little prop gun. But I was like, oh my god, I'm going to get shot. I was put back up Pokemon cards. But nothing happened because he was asking me what my parents' numbers were and they didn't know that. And then he just said, right, go on, get gone. You're banned for life, that thing. But then whenever we went to town with my mum and that, and he was like, yeah, come on, we'll go to WH Smith's. I was like, I can't. Can we not get them from somewhere else? Yeah, I don't know if she knows yet.
I remember collecting, I mean, just a little bit off the subject of stealing, but you collected Pokemon cards. Yeah. I collected, don't you ever remember the Garbage Pail Kids?
The Garbage what?
Garbage Pail Kids.
No.
There used to be this, well, it was like they made a film out of it as well. Yeah. And there was this like weird people.
Right.
And they were known as the Garbage Pail Kids.
What, was it like a figure or something?
No, it was just a picture on a card.
Oh, right.
And you'd have like UG, which would be spelled UGHLEA. So you'd have ugly, when it was an ugly picture of an ugly made up
I'm going to have to search it up there to see what. Yeah. To give me an example. What's
it's hard to, it's not hard to explain. Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh, it is straight away.
And they made a movie as well.
The
movie was a bit hash like, but a bit waffle.
I can still buy the cars now. It's like a complete set.
Yeah, they're collectible now.
I've never seen them in my life.
Haven't you? Oh, it was great. Me and my mates used to collect them and trade.
Do you think that's something you get out of a chewing gum?
They used to get chewing gums with them. Yeah, I think.
A little pink chewy or something.
It was great. They were funny. You had like Series 1 and Series 2 and stuff like that.
Yeah, we have things like Pogs. Remember Pogs?
I remember Pogs, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what other things we used to collect back in the day.
then I used to have
Loads of stuff.
when the Michael Keaton Batman came out, collected the trading cards for that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And there's one
Who's the best Batman, you think?
Keaton.
Straight away.
And I'm glad he's back in the
He's
new.
back in it, The
he's back
Flash.
in it in the
I've not
Flash, yeah.
watched it.
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
But there's one of the cards was in the scene that was in the movie on the pictures that I went to watch,
Yeah.
where there was like a little homeless girl who, when she saw Batman, would say, "Is it Halloween?" And that was also one of the trading cards. But when it came out on DVD and video, they cut that bit out.
Why?
I don't know why, but they cut it out and it never got returned.
Weird, though.
Little Batman fact for you there.
Yeah. But it's crazy how, like, big cards can be, and it's like, especially in America, like baseball cards and that.
Oh yeah.
You buy for like 60 grand and that,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's a proper big.
I'd collect them if I was in America.
I know, yeah.
Worth that. Buy a pack there and you get like one that's worth 60 grand, you're like, woo!
Yeah. They've been going for years and years in
Haven't
America,
they?
them, haven't they?
You get classic ones that signed, it's even worth more
Like
then.
Babe Ruth and.
Yeah, Babe Ruth. That must be worth loads.
Oh
that.
yeah.
I'm going to search that. What do you reckon? What are you guessing the Babe Ruth
Babe
card
Ruth
is?
one. Are you talking probably in excess of?
Signed. We'll go for signed. Signed Babe Ruth. I don't know how you spell
There
it.
you go.
but
Signed Babe Ruth baseball.
Baseball card. Value. There you go.
I reckon
Are you
in
guessing
excess
before I
of
click it?
80 grand.
I'm going to guess 128,000. No.
Oh,
2,500 up. What? Is that it?
7 grand.
Oh, well
yeah.
overestimated me. Oh no, what's this one? So 183 grand. That weren't far off on that one. I think much it's
Oh,
sold
was it,
for.
no, that was a ball.
Oh, was it a ball?
Babe
That
Ruth
doesn't count then.
baseball.
Yeah. 15 grand. Yeah. Well overestimated. 2 grand. I'm not even collecting them anymore. I'm not even bothered. Have you seen the thing yet? Donald Trump cards. Donald Trump did his own.
Did he?
Yeah, where he's in different costumes, like Superman and that. Cards.
Oh my
And
god.
he
He did as well.
started selling them. 162 quid. They weren't cheap either. But apparently, if you collected, I think it was like 20 of these cards, you got to meet him for a dinner.
Oh yes, I heard about these.
Something like that. So if you collected like 20 of them, you got to have a dinner with Donald Trump.
Would you want him?
I don't know.
I think, you know what? I think it'd be interesting to question him.
Definitely. We'll get him on podcast. How much is a card? We'll get 20 now.
Who writes all your waffle?
Yeah. Himself, and he's because he loves stand-up comedy, doesn't
Is he?
he? Yeah. So he's a bit of a comedian himself. But he's into loads of flack at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah.
Allegedly creepy about, yeah. Loads of stuff going on with him. Oh, billionaires. Talking about billionaires, did you see Elon Musk is fighting Mark Zuckerberg?
No.
Yeah, them two are fighting in UFC. In the cage. In the $1 billion fight, they're calling it. They're fighting for £1 billion.
Oh my god.
That'd be class. But Mark Zuckerberg's been doing a Brazilian jiu-jitsu for like about 5 years now. So we're well going to wrap him up.
And what's the other one been doing?
Nothing. Tesla.
Well,
Just selling cars. So he's got a lot of catching up
he's
to
probably
do.
using AI to teach him.
But £1 billion. Imagine fights for $1 billion. They're just. That's when you get bored when you're a billionaire, and you're like, no, what can I do?
So is it like winner take all, or
I don't know if it's winner has to like give $1 billion to the charity or not.
Right.
It makes more sense, wouldn't it?
yeah?
Because then charity gets something rather than they don't need billions, do they?
That's what I mean. They don't need the money.
They don't need it.
What
They
they
could
should
throw $1
do
billion
is
and not miss it.
do a like a Rocky scenario where giving nobody the chance to make a $1 billion.
yeah. Just pick out the hat
Yeah.
to become a billionaire.
Yeah.
Random. That'd be good.
You
Good
got to
little
go
twist.
in and annihilate.
Yeah.
You reckon you could do that?
What?
Beat Mark Zuckerberg?
I reckon I could. Yeah. I'd smash Mark Zuckerberg. And Elon Musk together.
You have
Definitely.
his side behind your back.
I know he's Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but he looks too wimpy. I probably have to do some training first though, actually, because his jiu-jitsu is supposed to be quite good. But I don't think he could take a punch.
The Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, is that the one where they look like they're dancing?
No, that's begins with K. That. I know what you mean. That's cool. That, but it's not effective. Yeah, that was in Bloodsport, that, wasn't it? There was someone that did that,
Yeah.
like dancing and that. And Seymour just grabbed him and picked him up and crushed him.
Crushed him.
I think he was more of a monkey, actually. The monkey style fighter.
Was that him?
I don't know. That was cool fighting style. That little monkey that's
Just running, jumping around
jumping
like a
around.
monkey,
He
was it?
jumps on him, he just grabs him and catches him and crushes him. But yeah, jiu-jitsu is more where you're doing submissions, arm bars, leg bars, chokes and all that. It's fun.
It's a great film, that, though.
Bloodsport.
At its time,
I
like.
loved it. That was one of my favourite films growing up.
Yeah, it was
Bloodsport.
one of mine as well.
But then I swapped the DVD collection in for a weed when I was a kid. Yeah, fun times. She was crazy, yeah. There was a drug dealer when I was growing up, and her name was Marge. And if you're from Marsh Green, you probably know about her. She was a legend back in there. But she was always drugged up, and you could literally tick anything into her. And she loved like dog food or anything. You could just tick dog food in for weed. It was weird. And she used to love porn DVDs. An old lady taking porn DVDs into her.
She probably peddled them off herself then.
But you'd knock on and she'd like open the door and she'd have a stack of DVD players and all sorts, just watching two kin. He's like, what are you doing with all that? You're just collecting stuff. Eventually, anyway, her husband got her locked up and that was the end of that.
Nice.
She's got a house full of DVD players.
Don't know what to do with them.
Porn DVDs. Anyway, we went off topic though. Do you mention Snicker as a Snicker or a Snickers? Because I heard someone on, I don't know, it was like a reality TV show or something saying, get yourself a Snickers.
That's a good question. I never
And
thought
to
about
me, I said, Snickers.
that. I still
It's
call
a
them
Snicker.
marathons.
Marathon? Oh yeah, I forgot he was old.
I always say, like, do
Marathon.
you want a marathon bar?
You don't.
I do.
You winding me
I still
up.
call them marathons.
Do you really?
Yeah. I'm going to have to correct myself then once I realise. Oh,
What,
Snickers.
They call Racer, aren't they, Alder? Racer.
No,
Oh, is that the Mars?
there's a nutty bar in it.
Is it Nutty Bar?
It's a nutty bar.
So what's the Racer then? The Mars bars?
I think
the
it
fake
races the
Mars
Mars
ones?
bars. Oh no, the Mars bars, the caramel something.
Right. What's a Racer then? Is it... Someone's definitely called it a Racer. Racer bar. Yeah, Aldi, Racer. It's the Mars bars, by the looks of it. There's no nuts in there. Yeah. Madness.
Unless I'm thinking of Asda's own.
Yeah, Smart price.
Yeah.
Remember when Asda used to have an advert where he smacked your bum?
Yeah.
That's the price.
Yeah.
You know they do that anymore, are you?
I don't know.
So is there any more food with like weird pronunciations? Can you say that? Pronunciations.
Pronunciations.
Yeah. I hear people say things like, "Is that how you call that?"
It's what?
What?
What do you say?
Like, there's different foods where they say something. You're like, "Is that how you pronounce that?" It's weird, that.
Oh yeah.
Like that Snickers one.
Marathons.
Marathons. Definitely a Snicker. There's no S on it. They just said Twix. Oh, have you got an old name for that as well?
No, they've always been Twixes.
Yeah.
I know there's two of them in it, so it's Twixes.
Yeah,
plural.
I suppose. But is the two together at Twix?
Well, no, because it's twin bar in it, so it's Twixes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a debate right there.
It is. Is it not two fingers from a Twix?
Well,
What is more than one Twix?
Twixes.
Email in.
Yeah.
That doesn't know because we're idiots. Have you seen the smallest what's it called? Country in the world?
No.
It's an island it's what got a name here. No, not. Floating city. Search it up. Floating city.
Oh, is that one?
Well, it's classed as a country. Principality of Sealand. That's it. That's his own
yes,
country.
yes, I've heard of this.
Sealand.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's classed as a country.
Yeah. Somebody actually owns it.
Yeah. And it's on the border of 2 other countries
Yeah.
or something. And it's their own country. You make anything into... Well, that looks a mess, doesn't it?
Yeah, it needs tidying up.
It needs something happening. Like, if you wanted the smallest country in the world, you'd have a little island, wouldn't you, or something?
Yeah.
Not that mess. Looks like someone's garage. It's a mess.
Yeah, it was on a TV show. Can't remember what it was called now. It was on one of these obscure Sky channels.
Yeah.
And it was going on about it.
But have you seen that they're trying to make a floating city? A city that's just like a circle and it just floats around the sea.
Yeah, well, it just floats off.
It just floats around, yeah.
It just floats off wherever we want, so we could end up in the UK.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just floats around.
Well, you wouldn't know what your destination was if you wanted to go on holiday, would
But you can live there in this like mad metropolis type thing. And you just bordering around. Don't know if they're connected, like.
you? That's a recipe for disaster, that.
It is, isn't it? Imagine that coming towards you, iceberg right ahead. You got a full country right ahead. I reckon the Russians would want to invade it or something. You'd be well take over that when you're with an army. They're not ready for a war, are they?
No.
Let's have that. Talking about war, what do you think about our Prime Minister talking to Ukraine's president about invading Moscow?
I don't know anything about it.
You don't?
No.
Right, well, I've seen an army van recruiting people the other day, and I thought they're definitely trying to get more people on board of it.
Yeah.
Because we're on about going over to help Ukraine invade Russia and basically take over.
Well.
To be honest, it's turned the other way now, isn't it?
It has.
And now it's like, we're helping Ukraine to take over Russia. So now it's like, who's the bad guy now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe in that. I think they should, you
Just
defended
go in.
it.
If you want to do anything, go in and help them defend.
Yeah.
And just say, look, we're not letting you in.
Yeah. Cut it. No, and say, like, this is our own country. We defended it. Go back where you come from and leave it as that. Don't start pushing them into their own place. You're going to lose.
Yeah.
That's the reason Russian losing. Because they're going to you.
Yeah.
As soon as you go to them, they've got all the advantages.
No,
They've got all the buildings.
there's never any winners in war.
There's not. They need to stop it. It's just been silly. It's been greedy, innit?
Well, it is. Do you not think we're in the 21st century now? Do you not think war is a bit old hat now?
It is, isn't it?
War's dated now, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? It's like, what? Just stick to your own place, will you?
War is so yesterday.
Yeah. Imagine if you had one person to rule the world, though.
I know.
Like a leader of the world.
President of the world or Prime Minister of the world.
And you just went to him and he said, look, they're trying to invade us, and said, stop that.
Yeah.
And like, okay.
It'd be great, that wouldn't it?
Stick to your place.
Leader of the world.
Wonder what language it'd be.
Well, that's how America announces their president, isn't it? Leader of the free world.
Is that what it said?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They're the leaders of the free world.
Really? It's mad, though. Do you know what's mad? That we were worrying about, 6 o'clock. It's almost 6 o'clock.
I know, yeah.
And this guest is almost on.
Well, you need to still message Neil.
Oh, we do, yeah. But what we're saying, we picked in your new song.
We picked your new song and given
we're writing your new song and
given the address.
Send me merch to every single time he wants. Oh, copyright that. Yeah, but he's given us permission, but we need to get permission first, don't we? So
yeah,
should be all right.
He just wants us to know what song he wants to use.
Yeah. That was nice of him, though, to say, yeah, it's fine as long as you're messing me, telling me.
Well, it's good to know that they own their own songs.
Yeah, that's why I was asking that. Are you owned based on?
Yeah, because there's a lot of groups that don't get to own the songs.
Yeah, because even rappers and that, it's like, oh, you can't use my song because I don't have permission.
Yeah.
To it. It's like, it's your song.
I know.
What are you on about?
That's crazy.
It's like you got no freedom in your own music. That's what I'd hate to get to.
That's what happened with the Beatles.
Is it?
Yeah, they didn't own their own music.
That's disgusting, though.
Michael Jackson ended up owning them.
What?
Michael Jackson owned the rights to the Beatles.
Really?
Yeah.
That's mental, though.
Then Paul McCartney tried to fight and to retain the rights, but he lost.
Yeah. I wonder how long it'll take to get a reply off the agency about this. Because if we want to send this out tomorrow, will it be done by then? Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
How quick's it take?
Well, it's just a case of him, because he said,
Messaging.
He said it's just a case of let him know which song you want to use, and he's just going to tell the agency.
Or just clear it to say like that's
so
okay.
I've told him it's okay to use.
Oh
this.
yeah. So it's not permission, is it? It's more
just telling him.
Yeah.
This
Heads
is the
up.
score.
Yeah.
My song. They can use it.
Did you see that they've started using all the vape pens? Do you use them? You use them, don't you?
Yeah.
Vape pens.
Yeah.
Well, they started using them to spike people.
All right.
So the same way like as a pill would work. So you take one talk of it, and next minute you're up for.
Yeah.
It's crazy that they're using them in like festivals and that. You know, like switching it straight someone's vape pen.
Yeah.
And then next minute, you know, you got a predator on you.
Next thing, I'm being raped.
next time you wake up with tent with your pants down, you've been vape rape.
Being raped. Been vaped.
Vape rape. That's horrible. It's nothing to laugh at. But them vapes, what's your take on the vapes? I know you smoke them yourself. Do you agree on them, or do you think
I get the
better than smoking? I
get the principle behind them. I think they were designed to help ease and into quitting smoking, but they become so easy to use because they don't stink.
Yeah,
you don't come home stinking.
Yeah.
That they've become more addictive.
As big as cigs, haven't they?
Yeah, they've become more addictive.
I mean, you find people buying them that have not even got nicotine in them.
Yeah,
just for the fun.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I agree with the concept of it, that it was an aid to stop smoking, but I think they've kind of took over.
But have you not noticed that you can't advertise cigarettes in a shop, but you can advertise vape pens?
Well, yeah.
So it's basically like they come to a point where it's like, oh, we can't advertise this anymore. How can we change it a little bit so we can advertise it again?
Yeah.
Did you do adverts on TV for them, or is that still not allowed?
No, they're still not allowed.
Do you remember when you had cig adverts?
I do, I remember them.
The one I remember is Lambert and Butler, and there was a butler on it doing an advert. I can't remember what he was doing, but that's the only advert I remember for cigs.
I remember my dad used, years and years ago, my dad used to smoke Regal. Yeah. And I remember an advert for that. It was really cheesy. Sat there, some guy lighting up a cigarette. Yeah. It's like, hello.
Yeah.
And I can remember very vaguely some older ones for like these obscure sounding named, like, I can't think of the names, like Park Lane or some really snobby sounding one. And again, it was two people walking through a park, like a man and a woman laughing and joking, and one breaks out a cigarette and he offers the pack to his girlfriend and she takes one, and
they're probably
it's some really cheesy title like, there's nothing better than love than sharing a cigarette. nothing better than being in love than sharing a Park Lane. Something daft like that.
Yeah. Well, it was originally advertised to be good for you, wasn't it? To clear out your lungs.
Yes, they were.
That's mental, that.
Yeah.
And then it turns out they're killing your lungs. Whoops, I got that wrong. Never mind, you're addicted. You should be able to sue really for that.
Well, some did.
Did they?
Some people did sue the cigarette companies.
All right. But then you get them other people that are like 112 years old and they've been smoking all life.
I know, all those
how
like...
have they survived? What's their trick?
The oldest man in the world smokes about 70 a day.
Yeah. Well, the oldest woman in the world was in China, and she said her trick was drinking Coke all the time. That can't be a trick. Everyone drinks Coke. Or is it the original Coke with cocaine in?
Maybe.
That's a mental story in its own, isn't it? Coke used to have cocaine in.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine what the buzz was. I thought about it was like the original Red Bull, wasn't it? He's just wired and running around.
Ooh. Oh, yes.
But it was well addictive, that.
Mom, I'm thirsty. Have a Coke.
Have a Coke. Don't know why he's not sleeping. Oh, he's hyper today, isn't he?
Oh, he's a bit hyperactive today.
Well, your eyes look a bit funny.
Why, your eyes look bloodshot.
I know, yeah.
Don't know, Mum, but I've got a headache. Have a Coke. Before you go to bed.
Yeah. Well, that's all from us. From the Get Back podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. It's been
Special
great.
thanks to our guest, Neil Murdoch.
Yeah. It's been great. Thanks for listening.
Bye for now.
Bye.